What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking a look at Blue Marvel's new uniform. So here we have our new kind of Superman look. Everyone's getting a cape this update, right? You get a cape, you get a cape, she gets a cape. But yeah, so we have another caped Crusader here. So let's go ahead and see what this is going to do for Blue Marvel. The uniform effect is going to apply to all allies. It's going to increase all resistances by 30%, increase damage dealt to targets with mockery effect, which is this new debuff, and then increase damage dealt to targets with removes all debuff effect. So I guess when you apply the debuff that prevents them from getting more buffs, is that what it is? Or removes debuffs? Wait, increase damage dealt to targets with remove all debuffs. Am I reading that wrong? Because it says removes all debuffs, and it's increased damage to targets with that. So if your opponent has something that removes all debuffs, wouldn't that be bad for you? You wouldn't want to give that to them, because then they'll be removing any debuff that you put on them. Or is this here just to counter like the leaderships in PvP, because you know debuff removal leaderships? Is that what this is? So is these mainly going to be PvP focused? Because then that's not going to do anything in PvE content, because none of the bosses have an actual buff or you know, they're just immune to debuffs, so they don't have this separate thing. So that's not going to increase damage to anything in World Boss Ultimate or in World Boss Legend. Same with the mockery, because they can't, or at least in World Boss Legend, they can't be charmed, snare, you know, no debuffs work. In World Boss Ultimate, I don't know, does the mockery actually work there? Because then maybe you get that extra 30% damage. So this doesn't seem very useful for PvE content, so I'm getting the vibe that he's probably going to be a PvP character. He was already pretty good in PvP just because how tanky he was. So let's see what the skill changes are going to be. So we have Paralysis for 2 seconds. We've got a stun. All right, so here's the mockery, which it forces the attacker. Okay, forces the opponent to attack him. All right, I mean, they're going to be attacking you anyway, so kind of a useless debuff there, in my opinion. It doesn't give them any more survivability or anything like that. It just makes the enemy do what they're going to be doing anyway, unless does mockery taunt them so they just attack you and they don't use any of their actual skills, so they only do basic attacks against you. That would make it really powerful. If they can only do basic attacks while they're mocked, yeah, that would be really cool. Anyways, so let's see. Oh, and it cannot be removed from an all debuff effect. Interesting. So they can't remove mockery. All right, so we've got increase all attack by 10%, but there is a 100% chance to not receive the barrier shield all damage immune effect. Oh, interesting. Does that mean when he's attacking them, they can't get a barrier or a shield or all damage immune? So like if you have an invincibility obelisk, it's not going to proc because of this passive here, or this effect here on the skill. That would be interesting. Not sure if I'm understanding that correctly, but let me know in the comments below, because it says increase attack by 10%, but there is a 100% chance to not receive the barrier shield, all damage immune, and invincibility effects. And this should be, yep, apply to enemies. Oh, so that's weird. Increases the enemy's attack by 10%, but they're not allowed to get any shields, barriers, or invincibility. Okay, I mean, that's a good trade-off. So he'll be, you know, I'm curious to see what he's going to do in PvP. This sounds pretty interesting. All right, and then he's going to a 5% heal, and then he's going to increase all attack, all defense by 15%, 15% all speed, and 10% crit rate. And then he gets damage immunity for 3 seconds. This one applies the mockery. Okay, so that's all that text was. This one is the V-pad skill. 3 seconds of invincibility, increased damage by 100% for 1 attack. Third skill, or fifth skill, we have increase all attack by 40%, defense by 35%, and speed by, he's got a lot of all speed, so you're definitely not going to have to worry about his attack speed. By 14%. He's got incapacitation as well, which removes all active buffs from target. Did he lose his super armor? Actually, they didn't rework his 4-star passive, so he should still have that. Huh. All right, well, let's see what these skills actually look like. It took me a while there to kind of get through the text because there's a few new things on there that I'm trying to work out. So we have the first skill. This does a uppercut and then hits him back into the ground. Okay, second skill. Got a barrage of punches here, so not in an iframe. The third skill. This was the... Wait, what buff did this one give? Okay, yeah, so this is the mockery one. And the mockery one, the healed, all attack. Okay, and do you have to actually... Okay, so where's the mockery on there? Yeah, I can't see. That's silence. It's not, definitely not 10... Oh, it is 10 seconds, so that's the mockery. Do you get all that stuff right at the start? Okay, well, it does need to actually do one hit on him, so... No, okay, hold on. Okay, so it's right when he does the yell. Okay, so you do need to let the animation play out. Alright. Fourth skill. Very similar to his previous fourth skill, except now it is not a continually channeling skill, and you can move around with it instead, so you got a bit more survivability with that. And I really like when you're able to move with your channeling skill because, yeah, it just gives you more mobility, so more options for what you can do with it. And now the fifth skill. Okay, just looks like Songbird's fifth skill, right? Where it just kind of pulsates all those energy waves out. So let's see, so this rotation is probably, because you can cancel this fifth skill, so yeah, rotation is probably going to be that right there. Get all that damage going, 5 right into 4, boom. And then, well, actually, you're going to probably want to start with Mockery, but that has hits on the skill, right? Yeah, that's got a lot of hits, so you're probably going to do 5, 4 for one rotation, let that go. Gonna mock them, and then you're going to do 5, 4 again. I mean, that looks like the rotation to me, but let me know if I'm missing anything here, if you can combine anything else. I don't think so. None of these have, like, yeah, none of these have lingering effects, so probably going to be doing that for the rotation. And then we have his tier 3, so he's going to be the tier 3 character, the update here. Let's see what that looks like. Go into an iframe, and what is this? He does a Kamehameha. Are you serious? That's funny. Kamehameha. That's funny. Alright. Anyway, so that's Blue Marvel. Again, he's looking really strong for PvP. And I think I've heard that his damage is actually really good in PvE as well, that he just hits really hard. So I'm going to be buying this uniform just because I'm kind of curious on how he's going to perform, but I don't really have any intentions of taking him to tier 3 right now unless he you know, becomes like otherworldly good, because I don't have that much interest in Blue Marvel. He's just not a character that I'm super hyped about, but again, the uniform looks interesting. I'll have to find him there. So yeah, let's just go ahead and try him out in a little bit of War Boss Ultimate, just to see what his damage looks like. So let me set up a team and I'll be back. Alright, so here's my build before we hop into some gameplay. I don't really have anything done to him. We have... Oh, do we need to level this up? Yeah, let's actually level this up so we can get that 100% increase to attack, not just 50%. ISO 8 set, as you can see, nothing really going on there because don't really use him for anything right now, so that's why I haven't really invested in him. We just have a 140 proc here on a 4-star obelisk. Oh my gosh. That might actually mess him up, because that's on a 10-second cooldown instead of a 7-second cooldown, and I believe, yeah, 13 seconds and 13 seconds, so he is very damage proc friendly. So this obelisk here will actually mess me up in terms of my rotation, because I'd have to actually wait a little bit. But we're just going to get a kind of a rough idea of what his damage is. So yeah, it's still a 140 proc, so let's just hop in. We're using the same team here that I had set up for Quasar. I basically just replaced Quasar with Blue Marvel here. So we have Coulson for support, and then we have Medusa for leadership. So let's see what we got. Stage 50, Collapsidian. Let me see. Are we going to be impressed with Blue Marvel or not? So we're going to start with this. Okay, now we'll do the Mockery. Okay, so it doesn't apply Mockery to him. The damage is not great. He's only level 62. Maybe that's why. heard a lot of people saying his damage was really good, but I'm not seeing it. Is it just because my obelisk is a 4-star obelisk? That shouldn't really make a difference, should it? Oops, I procced a little early there. So let's go ahead and do that, because we can't apply mockery to him, right? Or have I just been getting really unlucky and trying to apply mockery whenever he's cleansing? Yeah, no, it's not applying to him. But he's definitely damage proc friendly. And for some reason, I'm just not seeing that damage. Maybe he really needs to be level 70. That might be it. He might really just need to be level 70. That, I have the uniform sitting at normal. Because his damage is looking similar to Quasar's, and I wasn't super impressed with her damage. Actually, it's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, so from what I'm seeing here, you wouldn't guess it, but a lot of people and things that I've read so far about Blue Marvel is saying that his damage is pretty nuts. I'm definitely not seeing that. So I must be doing something wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that's the rotation that you're supposed to be using. So it must just be that I have a really, really bad build on him just because I haven't invested anything in on Blue Marvel here, and he's only level 62, so he might need to be level 70 to get that buff. So I don't know. We'll see, but for now, I don't know. I'm not super impressed with his damage. Alright, so I was going to take Blue Marvel into PvP, but he just couldn't do anything because my build is so bad. He just got like insta-killed every time I would switch to him, so wasn't really any point in showing any of that. So yeah, that's going to be Blue Marvel again. From what I've been hearing, the uniform is really, really good, but from what I'm seeing here on my screen, it doesn't seem really good. So yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that. Let me know in the comments below if you're having a lot more success with your Blue Marvel. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.